Story 1. Panera changed the whole menu and got rid of anything healthy. It replaced everything with cheaper, sugary, and smaller menu items. Oh, and then they raised all the prices. Story 2. John Deere closed up a majority of their mom-and-pop decades-old franchises that were the mainstay of a community. Now, customers have to travel long distances to get parts or service. They do have online shopping, but not for large parts. The quality of the product has also gone downhill, and the once reliable product is no longer that. They also continue to lay off and close up factories and move the operations to Mexico. Story 3. Chipotle. I made an order through the app for pickup. A bowl for me and a salad for my mom. I paid for double meat and guacamole. I counted 5 pieces of meat, and the guacamole serving was maybe a tablespoon. The whole container was halfway filled. My mother's was also halfway filled. $30 for both. I complained with pictures and got no response. Out of principle, I will never eat there again and tell everyone I can to avoid it. Story 4. Seiko Repair Center verbatim told me that a defect I clearly see is not a defect because they claim to only see it with a magnifying glass. So yeah, they confirm it's there, but I'm made to feel foolish for noticing it. Story 5. Craftsman brand hand tools. When I was younger, they had an awesome return policy. If you brought it a broken hand tool for any reason, they would replace it, no questions asked. You didn't even need a receipt. They had confidence in their product and stood behind them. Even if they did break and it was your own fault because you were using the tool in an incorrect way, they had your back. Then the accountants and suits got hold of the bottom line, and they started cutting back on quality. After that, they needed proof of purchase, then they got rid of that policy altogether. Story 6. I used to love the convenience and the reliability of its products. Now, so much of the products are from Chinese third-party companies, whose names are random assortments of letters, selling the absolute cheapest, lowest quality goods imaginable. When my Prime subscription is about to renew in October, I'm going to cancel it. I just don't trust the reliability of anything they sell anymore. There's no quality control. Story 7. Electrical issues with my Subaru. I loved Subarus. Growing up, we had them, and I had 2 as an adult. My last Subaru had some weird electrical problem where it would just turn off for no apparent reason. The dealership couldn't or wouldn't figure it out despite having the car for 2 weeks to investigate. They said they couldn't find anything wrong with it except for the fact that it randomly turned off and said I could drive it off the lot and be perfectly fine. Yeah, no, I was shocked that I didn't want to keep a car that mysteriously turns off. Story 8. Not that I used them much, but Uber Eats. I used it twice in June because I had a $30 voucher, and the food was free. In July, a phantom order was placed for a restaurant I have never heard of. I saw the "Your food is being prepared" notification and immediately canceled the $35 order. But since the kitchen had already started the order, I was charged $27 after canceling the order. I immediately contacted Uber to ask for a refund, and they absolutely refused. I ended up disputing it with my credit card company, and they are still reviewing it. I will never use anything Uber again unless I literally have no other option. Story 9. Trader Joe's is attempting to dismantle the National Labor Relations Board. Amazon and SpaceX are also doing so, but I already do not use those. Story 10. Sears ordered a range and it arrived smashed, so I didn't accept delivery. Took a month to get the refund. Meanwhile, I ordered another range that was also damaged. The only customer service representative who was able to help me also conned me into providing my credit card number. So I had $1,800 of charges from Indonesia and had to cancel my card. I complained, and they said it wasn't possible for their customer service people to get my credit card number. Obviously, it is if I'm not careful. Okie dokie. When the dust settled 2 months later, they had accidentally refunded me for an extra range, so I came out on top. I considered calling to fix it, but I didn't want to give them my new credit card number. Story 11. Subway and their current prices. They were never amazing sandwiches, it was just a big sandwich that was pretty okay, but not at 11 to 13 pounds for a footlong. That's too much for an average quality big sandwich. Story 12. Southwest. I got stuck in their holiday travel nightmare. They swore up and down they would pay for my tickets with another airline. They never did, despite filing a claim twice. There is nothing that drives me crazier than that kind of lying. Story 13. I was the chief operating officer and helped my chief executive officer get the Paycheck Protection Program loans for COVID. He promised me it was for payroll so I could protect my guys' and ladies' income. He immediately cut all their hours and asked me, "Help me make this legal." I told him to get lost. I went absolutely ballistic on him. It was like that intense scene you might know, but way more intense. I hope the IRS gets him. Story 14. People outside of Canada may not be familiar with this, but Loblaws is a chain of grocery stores. It used to be my primary grocery store. When the pandemic struck, they completely took advantage of their customers, significantly raising prices while also reducing product sizes. It was so egregious that I am quite confident the CEO was questioned by the government in a public session. I haven't purchased an item from them in years at this point. There's an entire subreddit dedicated to boycotting them. They are absolute scoundrels. Story 15. McDonald's got abused as a worker in 1986. It wasn't anything particularly special, as they were doing it to everyone. Haven't been back since. I just can't. Story 16. Sticker Mule's peculiar statement. As a Trump supporter, I feel oppressed every day. From the CEO, was followed by revealing personal information about non-MAGA commenters on social media. I could have spent my entire life in blissful ignorance, but now they have become the Thanksgiving uncle of stickers I once adored. Story 17. I wouldn't necessarily say I like the company, but there's a pretty big issue that made me stop considering them for anything ever again. Bob's Discount Furniture. And yeah, I expected a you get what you pay for kind of thing, but what we saw in store was fine and reasonably priced. The issue is they sold us the extended warranty, goof-proof. We bought it because we had a toddler at the time. Accidents happen. One of the metal bars that help operate the powered leg rest snapped, and I called the goof-proof number. They denied my claim, saying it was normal use or normal wear and tear. I fought tooth and nail but couldn't get anywhere. They would only claim accidents. And I tried to argue a couple of different accidental scenarios that might have caused the bar to break. I don't know what really broke it, though. They literally told me the only scenario they'd cover was if I had tripped and fell into my couch. In fact, multiple people said the same thing. But they already had me on record for my denied claim and wouldn't work with me. I eventually gave up on the warranty and tried getting Bob's to at least replace the part. I'd even pay for it. But they told me parts weren't available for the couch anymore. It was maybe 2 to 3 years old. I was past the manufacturer warranty too, and the company kept blowing me off. I eventually worked through my state consumer protection office to talk to someone in corporate to offer me a $200 refund. That's it. I couldn't fix the couch, and it wouldn't be enough to replace it. I ended up hiring a fabricator to make the broken part with that $200. Story 18. Netflix. Ending good shows too early. Cuties. Ending password sharing. Bandwidth throttling. Price increases. Incorporating advertising. Story 19. Hobby Lobby fought all the way to the Supreme Court to avoid having to provide health insurance that includes birth control for their employees because they are a Christian business. I had already stopped going there when the He Gets Us campaign started. Story 20. I was a big Apple fanboy. They make great machines that last a lifetime, but they kill them with software. My iPad is perfectly functional, but I cannot update the operating system to get the latest apps. My Mac is a perfectly good machine, no more OS updates. The latest updates to my software require that I update Mac OS, and my Mac won't support the minimum OS version required for my latest software, which I have paid for. So now, both machines are useless, even though they are in perfect running condition. Also, buying a new Mac is expensive with no upgradable hardware either. The pricing for RAM and SSD is insane. There are other things too. So now I dislike Apple a lot. Story 21. Surprised I can't find it in the comments already. Maybe Reddit is already trying to censor for damage control, but Reddit if they go through with the paywall blocked subs, as they've announced in the last couple of days. Yeah, everyone complained when they made third-party apps unusable. Sure, you need to have ads. I get it, you have to pay for servers and such. But do you think Reddit is worth me paying money for each individual subreddit I want to follow? Yeah, I won't be coming back in that scenario. For most people, Reddit is just a time killer for average folks who find a few hours of free time during the day. Do you honestly think they're going to pay for the privilege? That's hilarious. There are a million things they can do in their free time that doesn't cost money. So good luck with that. Story 22. Roku. I had a cheap security camera fail at 32 days. Walmart won't take it back. 2 days past the return window, and Roku support continually dismisses me about a return, even though it has a 1-year warranty. I know it's just a $20 device and I should toss it and move on with life, but being lied to by Roku support just rubs me the wrong way. I'm buying Wise from here on out. Update August 12th. The postman delivered a box from Roku containing a brand new camera. I kind of take back the bad things I had been saying about their products. Their customer service chat still sucks though. Story 23. The Blitzchung incident made me decide not to ever buy another Blizzard game. Stifling patriotism and the desire for freedom was bad enough, but they even fired the guys who were interviewing him basically just for being there when he said it. Story 24. Back when Blockbuster was around, I got tired of them always being out of the games I wanted to rent. Once, I thought I had finally found one. I brought it up to the counter, and they told me they had made a mistake. That one was out too. Even when the game I wanted was in stock, it was out of stock. I never went back. Story 25. I worked for Lowe's IT from 2018 to 2021. Still, I keep in contact with my main group. Lowe's decided to lay off all their local IT people this year and outsource to India. I stick to Home Depot now. Story 26. I stopped shopping at Macy's online site when all the clothes I bought, from a variety of different brands, turned out to be out of stock, a fact that they apparently figured out after I placed my order. Sure, they gave me an immediate refund, but my time and mental energy are valuable too. This had happened on a smaller scale with several of my prior Macy's orders, but with, say, 1 or 2 of a 6 or 8 item order. While not ideal, I could live with that. I don't demand absolute perfection. Having all the items in my order be out of stock is a whole other matter and means the company has a serious problem with their stock software and/or processes. Hunting through a website to find the exact clothing items I want, figure out the right size based on brand variations, and make sure they will coordinate well with each other takes time and is a chore. Why can't Macy's update their website in real time to avoid selling items that are already out of stock? Until Macy's can assure me that the items on their website are actually in stock the vast majority of the time, I'm done. Story 27. I withdraw all support from any company that, even during the prototype or concept phase, considers or plans to lock hardware features behind subscription-based software for products I have already purchased. Logitech is the latest to engage in this nonsense. Even though they never released the Forever mouse, the fact that they were even considering it tells me all I need to know about the direction the company is headed. Story 28. Hobby Lobby. The whole birth control issue was something I could barely overlook, but I continued to shop there for the lower prices and because they had things other stores didn't. Then the issue with smuggling came up, and I haven't been back since. The owners are irresponsible and should face legal consequences. Story 29. When they hired mercenaries to go after a YouTuber who was given leaked copies of the newest Magic: The Gathering cards. The attempted repeal of the Open Gaming license was bad enough. There was such backlash against that move that the company backed down. Diluting their intellectual properties is also bad. They've stripped all integrity for a quick profit, doing partnerships with completely unrelated intellectual properties, Converse and Hot Pockets. But above all, I used to turn to Dungeons & Dragons because it was my space, away from the bullies, where I had power in the world. Now they're trying to give my refuge to those very bullies who won't appreciate it like I did, will get bored, and throw it away. Then they'll sell off the company for parts and my childhood will be gone. But I think the Pinkerton episode was the straw that broke the camel's back. I'll never support Wizards of the Coast again. Story 30. Ashley Furniture. My wife paid $300 for a mattress pad that was so slick, sheets would not stay on it for a night. They refused to take it back. Their corporate office hung up on me when I asked them if they stand behind their products. We spent a lot of money at Ashley, but they will never see another penny from me. Story 31. The Ultimate Fighting Championship. Everything is political now. They present Trump and his Kid Rock-led group of people as fools. I just wanted to watch grown men give each other brain damage in peace. Story 32. Wegmans. Their grandfather would be rolling in his grave if he saw what they have done to his stores. It used to be a reasonably priced grocery store with great customer service and a great range of products. Now, it feels like they are following the Walmart model, but with way higher prices and pushing Wegmans' brand down your throat to the exclusion of other brands. I have grown up with these stores, but I am done with them. Too expensive, no customer service. Story 33. I agree with the Amazon and Starbucks people. I'll add LL Bean. They used to be a place where I was willing to pay a little extra in exchange for better quality. Plus, they backed up their products so well, it was my first stop for clothes. Then the quality went down, prices got higher, and return policies went from admittedly too loose to now, where they seem to argue the simplest of returns. This started before the pandemic too, so they can't use that overused excuse.